The following homebrew sheet was built on vibes and balanced with the power of friendship between 6 players. Flying Nimbus homebrew sheets do their best to provide a balanced and fun experience at the table while remaining accurate to the adapted source material. I hope I can spark some inspiration, and let's roll! And an athlete, volleyball specifically, Haikyuu is going to be one of my favorite shows. And Oikawa is probably unsurprisingly my favorite character for a number of reasons. But with the Olympics going on and everything, I thought that I would make an Oikawa boss sheet in D&D. And as we all know, Oikawa is one of the strongest anime characters out there. I mean, come on, you put him in a room with Gojo, Sukuna, Goku, Ichigo, I mean, he's coming out on top. Oikawa's coming out on top. What are they going to do? What can they do? And so we've seen his stat block. I mean, it's S's across the board. That's what he's known for. That's what he's good for. In all seriousness, we have his actual stat block right here, as you can see on screen. You know, 10, 8, 7, 10, 7, 8. You know, he's a human. That's what that entails. So he's gonna have nothing crazy for his stats, except for one thing. Those are his modifiers. Don't get it twisted. So here we go. I mean, strength-wise, right? But he's an athlete. He's going to have some strength. Dexterity, though, is where he's going to have a lot of that because he's a volleyball player. And volleyball, you know, while it is about power, it's also about, you know, dexterity with your hands, sleight of hand, everything like that. Constitution. The spoiler alert. Turn away now, because we're looking at his post-time skip snap block here. Turn away now. He plays beach. You got the sun beating down on you. You got the elements. You got the world. You got the wind. It's going to have high constitution. Intelligence is also high. It's off the charts. I mean, we see him studying film. He is a student of the game. That requires high intellect. His intelligence is 25. Wisdom. I mean, he's known for getting like 100% out of his spikers and having a wild field of view as a setter for a court vision. So, you know, his insight and his perception got to be high. Charisma. I mean, come on. We've seen him. He's charming. So that introduces his stat block. Now getting into the rest of this thing, saving throws. Dexterity plus 19, wisdom plus 17, charisma plus 19, armor class 23, hit points 606. Why? Because that is his height. That is how I got that. Kept his movement speed 30 because, I mean, volleyball, you know, the court's not exactly too, like, he's not that fast. Athletics, acrobatics, sleight of hand, investigation, insight, perception, persuasion, performance, deception, and intimidation. He knows how to put on a show. He can't be charmed. I mean, come on. He's married with the game. The proficiency bonus, a +9, a CR, power, friendship. He's got 5 legendary resistances. His big one, the top spin jump serve. Oikawa picks a point that he can see up to 1 mile. He then tosses a magical orb into the air and spikes it so hard that it emulates a meteor entering Earth's atmosphere. Each creature within a 40-foot radius sphere centered on the point of his choosing must make a dexterity saving throw. The sphere spreads around the corners. The creature takes 20d6 fire damage and 20d6 bludgeoning damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. Spell damages objects and ignites flammable objects in the air that aren't being worn or carried. Here's the kicker, folks. This spell cannot be interrupted by any means, including counterspell. Why? Why, you ask? Because interrupting someone during their jump serve is illegal. So, he cannot be interrupted during this ability. Challenge time. Well, Oikawa's experience in challenge time. He can think on the fly and use his reaction to add half of his proficiency bonus. Round it down to skill checks and saving throws he's not proficient in. Soft landing. Oikawa has access to the best trainers in the goddamn world. So, of course, he knows how to land without hurting his knees. Doesn't take any fall damage. I believe in you all. It's his pre-game witch rule. Whenever Oikawa or a friendly creature within 30 feet of him must make a saving throw, the creature gains a bonus to the saving throw equal to his charisma modifier. He must be conscious to grant this bonus. This is like a paladin's aura of protection. Oikawa has aura about him. It vibrates through the atmosphere to his teammates. We've seen this in the show. This is canon. Don't question it. Setting. He is a setter. When Oikawa casts a spell, he can pass it to a willing creature that he can see, that he can hear within 30 feet of him. Because this is backsets, right? He can do backstats. You don't need to necessarily see exactly what's going on there to, you know, get the backset going. So, you can just hear him. That creature can cast a spell as a bonus action on their next turn using their DC and spell attack modifier for the spell. This is because, like, I mean, when a setter sets the ball to a spiker, we're going to use the spiker's stats here because it's the spiker hitting the ball in the court, not the setter. If the spell uses a reaction, they can use their reaction. If they choose not to cast a spell before the end of their next turn, the spell doesn't. Spellcasting, spell save DC 27, spell attacks plus 19 to hit. Charisma is his spellcasting modifier. He's got Vicious Mockery, Green Flame Blade, and Fireball as cantrips. 3 times a day each, he has Shield, Guiding Bolt, Cure Wounds, Healing Word, Chromatic Orb, Shatter, Flaming Sphere, Invisibility. You're going to see a lot of spheres. 2 days each, Fireball, Another Sphere, Haste, Spirit Shroud, Thunder Step, Protection from Energy, Water Sphere, Odaluk's Resilient Sphere, Vitriolic Sphere, Storm Sphere, Fire Shield, Legend Lore, Synaptic Static, Big B's Hand, and Fire Shield. 1 day each, Scatter, getting people out of rotation, catching people off guard, Heal, Fizzbands, Platinum Shield, Mortar Cannon, Saw. So, those are the spells. Anything that was spherical, except for the Glow of Invulnerability, which, well, I should have put that in there, to be honest with you, is in there. And of course, a lot of stuff of using that whole setting mechanic, like Healing Word, or just heal in general, or like passing people buffs and abjurations, gonna be big. This boss sheet definitely plays better when he's got, I mean, come on, he's a volleyball team, right? You gotta have 5 other people with him. Multi-attack, Oikawa makes 3 attacks, 2 with his sword, Worthless Pride, and 1 ranged spell attack with the Majestic Planet. We're going to go over those items right now, actually. So, Majestic Planet, a yellow and blue indestructible orb about the size of a volleyball, huh? Well, I wonder what I'm referring to. That when materialized, can either be held or hovers near the wielder about shoulder height. Oikawa can materialize it and shunt it away into an extra-dimensional space at will. This orb gives Oikawa advantage on concentration checks and allows him to hold concentration on 2 different spells at a time. This orb can be telekinetically hurled at a place Oikawa can see up to a range of 120 feet as a ranged spell attack, dealing 5d8 cold damage and 5d8 radiant damage. Worthless Pride, a longsword that uses Charisma as its hit and damage modifier. On a hit, the target takes 4d12 force damage. The sword scores a critical hit if the number on the d20 is 18 or higher. On a critical hit, the blade deals an extra 8d12 force damage for a total of 12d12 force damage. Once hit by this sword, the target can never forget the sword. The spell dematerializes upon Oikawa's death. I mean, he's a Grand King. King's gotta have a sword, right? Reality, frankly, I should have given him a crown. I should have given him a crown of stars. I encourage you, and I plan to actually, as an amendment to this stat sheet, to give him a crown of stars. He just has an item that just gives him crown of stars automatically. Anyway. Worthless Pride plus 19 to hit, reach 5 feet, 1 target, 26, 40, 12 force damage. Majestic Planet, range spell attack plus 19 to hit, range on 21 feet. 1 target, hit 22, 5d8 cold damage, and 22, 5d8 radiant damage. Bonus actions, Bardic Inspiration. I feel like that's kind of self-explanatory. 5 legendary actions, so you can give a Bardic. Verticality, Oikawa jumps and can fly a distance up to double his walking speed until the beginning of his next turn. That's another side power jump type beat. I like that ability a lot. If you've seen my other videos, I've talked about it there. Attack, you can use attack once using either Worthless Pride or Majestic Planet. Set or dump, Oikawa sneakily dunks a phantom image of Majestic Planet at his feet. All creatures within 5 feet of him must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, they take 10d6 cold damage and are cased in ice, causing them to be restrained until the beginning of their next, until the end of their next turn. Pardon. On a successful save, they take half damage or not restrained. Conniving plot. This is like Oikawa's getting in people's heads. He's making plans within plans within plans. We've seen him do this. Oikawa makes his next move unreadable and slashes with Useless Pride, creating a crescent of magical energy in a 20-foot cone. Creatures in the area take 2d12 force damage and must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, they take an extra 4d12 psychic damage and are confused as per the confusion spell. On a success, they take half damage and are not confused. So that is this Oikawa boss sheet in a nutshell. How would I play this? I mean, how funny would it be? Just thinking about how I would do it a couple years down the line against the party that I play with. Just like, how funny would it be if a dude in a volleyball jersey pulls up on your party of like wizards and he spikes a meteor? But yeah, definitely, I mean, he's got to have a teammates. Like, his whole kit is that he's a setter. Most of his offensive capabilities are going to come from this topspin jump serve, just like in the show. I mean, he's got the items to be sure, but nothing beats a topspin jump serve. That thing is an ace machine. It is to be feared. So that's this. I had a lot of fun making this. Just want to thank you guys again for the support on the videos. We went from 359 subs to 1,000, like 100 within like a month, which is insane. And the momentum for that all started with the Haikyuu video, and it continued exponentially through D&D. So I thought I'd, marry the two and make a Haikyuu inspired D&D boss sheet, kind of like I have been. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you'll ever chuck Oikawa Toru or the Great King at your friends. I certainly will. Down the line. That's a promise. Anyway, have a good day. That's all I got.